So yoga, rightly done, will always guide a person in the right direction. That's why people say, people who have always followed the yogic path, they don't fail on the way.
It is said that many thousands of years ago, a special being appeared in these sacred Himalayan mountains. Although inhabiting human form, he had transcended the limitations of the body and united with the Supreme. The union was called yoga, and the being was the Adi Yogi, or the first yogi. The Adi Yogi imparted his knowledge of the techniques by which a human being can attain perfection to 7 devout disciples. These disciples were the Saptarishis, or 7 sages, who spread the message of yoga throughout the universe. Yoga, as understood today, is the name given to a set of physical, mental, and spiritual exercises to promote health and well-being. Currently, millions of people around the world practice yoga, and its popularity continues to grow every day. Its benefits are well known and have been extensively documented. A measure of its popularity is that the United Nations has declared the 21st of June International Day of Yoga.
Definitely, it is becoming more worldly and more accepted by everyone. And I think this is a great gift that yoga has perhaps its home and its roots in India, but is belonging to everyone. And this is a great gift.
300 million people are practicing yoga in this world right now. Imagine 300 million people. Just a couple hundred years ago, there were a few yogis doing yoga right here on the banks of the river Ganga. Nobody knew really what yoga was, and now look at it.
Though its origins are ancient, around 500 BC, the sage Patanjali is said to have compiled the teachings of yogic theory and practice into the seminal text, the Yoga Sutras. However, yoga has not been static, and itself continues to evolve and change in various ways.
There used to be a time when what we would call a serious yoga practice only happened outside of society, in a cave or in the forest. Then Bhagavad Gita said, no, even householders can have practice.
And in my own ashram in Ladakh, we organize meditation programs. And more than 25 years ago, I have integrated yoga in the Buddhist meditation. You know, traditionally, the Buddhist meditation don't have yoga. But realizing the importance of the yoga, I have more than 25 years ago integrated.
Although yoga has spread throughout the world, modern seekers are still drawn to the town of Rishikesh in the North Indian state of Uttarakhand. This ancient town on the banks of the Ganges River is believed to be associated with Lord Ram. Lord Ram's brother Lakshman is said to have crossed the river on a rope bridge at the spot where a metal suspension bridge called Lakshman Jhula now stands. The atmosphere of the town is said to be specially conducive to yogic practice.
Messages आते रहते हैं, वो ऋषियों के messages, you know, through whether you hear through meditation, you hear from your, जैसे bird बोल रही है तो उसकी bird की आवाज़ में भी जो है आपको एक ही आवाज़ सुनाई आती है कि this is a place, come, enrich yourself and move on, spread this message to rest of the world. So this is what Rishikesh gives me. Anytime I want to charge myself, I come here. जैसे आप फ़ोन को रोज़ रात को बैट लगा देते हैं ना चार्ज करने के लिए, I come here, I charge myself, then go to United States, stay there, then come back, then come, you know. So this is for me a charging place.
I think this place is so special, and I think it's very important that yogis, the modern day yogis, and come here to this place that has been home for thousands of years to the practice. You can feel it in the meditative space. You can feel like that unified field of consciousness that yogis have been creating for all of these years. When you come here, you sink into it. I've learned more through my solitary practices here than at any other time. It's like the space opens, the information is there. It's really incredible.
I came to Rishikesh, and somehow I fell into the hands of destiny or something like this. I came here, I came to Lakshman Jula. I didn't know anything about a bridge, nothing, no history. And arrived very early in the morning. There was nobody there around on this bus. And then one sadhu helped me and found me a place at the top of Lakshman Jula. That's how my journey, I felt that's where my journey in India really began, there in Rishikesh.
In the 1960s, a host of celebrities from the West, led by the iconic rock music group The Beatles, made their way to Rishikesh to learn yoga. Today, Rishikesh is known as the world capital of yoga. The government of the state of Uttarakhand organizes an international yoga festival at Rishikesh, which draws global participation.
Well, what is the soul of this festival? See, every festival has a soul. And I travel all over the world to many festivals in many different countries, many different places in the United States as well. And every festival has a soul. So what is the soul of the International Yoga Festival? I started thinking about the land of Uttarakhand and started thinking about Rishikesh. What's so special about Rishikesh is the impression, the infinite impression of the sadhana that has been done in this land by rishis and sages for thousands of years, and the energetic impression of that left behind on this land is what has drawn people here over and over and over again. There's something very powerful going on here, and that's what's brought me here.
Now, the great truths of Uttarakhand, the great history of Uttarakhand, in just a few days we'll be going back to the entire world, to 101 nations. Imagine that. The 7 days alone, has made Uttarakhand the world, thanks to the International Yoga Festival. How beautiful, how beautiful.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Most people are drawn to yoga because of its health-giving aspects. The busy lives that individuals lead in today's chaotic world can lead to a great amount of stress on the body and the mind. Breathing exercises and asana, or the holding of postures, restores balance to a practitioner's physical structure and promotes well-being.
Each activity affects us at different level. See, if I want to lift a brick, I cannot use the mind. I have to use my hands. Okay. I cannot acquire the knowledge by carrying the books on my head. I got to read them. So the activities that belongs to the physical world affects me at a physical level. Now what we are trying to do through asanas, yogic asanas, is mainly meant for maintaining good health.
Yes, absolutely. It started as a physical discipline for me, definitely, because I didn't know how to inhabit my body. I was very disembodied, you could say, dissociated. And so through the practice of asana and breath, the Ashtanga practice where I started, I really got to come home to myself in my body and become a little bit more emotionally regulated. And then about 12 years into my yoga practice, I discovered Kundalini Yoga, and I started to do a lot more Kriya, a lot more breath work, a lot more meditation and mantra, and that's when I started to have exponential shifts in my consciousness, in my awareness, in my recognition of the totality and my place in it, you could say. So that was profound for me.
Perhaps they might have started yoga just for fitness or for peace of mind, but now there is this desire to take it to a whole nother level, to look at yoga not just as freeing from pain, but freeing from the misidentification with the body, freedom from the illusion that constantly brings suffering. And it's incredible to see people come up already with a firm foundation of what is Yoga Sutra, what is Bhagavad Gita, and wanting to explore to a whole new depth. And that pushes me as a teacher.
I'd like to say the purpose of yoga in the words of Swami Vivekananda. He said in one of his talks that the purpose of most spiritual practices is to allow this consciousness, with which we are working in day-to-day life, to expand itself into the sky of superconsciousness, which is infinite. And also allow this little available consciousness, allow it to dive deeper into the deepest ocean of subconsciousness.
The life of the spirit has a fragile existence in a world of ever-increasing materiality. We asked Sri Muji what role he thought spirituality plays in the world today.
It better be playing a really important role. It better be playing a very important, because if human beings are without spiritual realization, I'm not talking about spiritual fantasies now, I'm talking about a genuine search for the reality to one's being. If we are without this, then we really are doomed, I feel, completely, because our experiences at the body-mind level and conditioning, it would not suffice to make a life of harmony and world harmony, meaning for me that there's a genuine interactions at the highest level of consciousness between people of different races and nations and so on. I feel only spirituality can give genuine exchange and sharing, you know? So that's one, and without it, I don't feel anyone could really be lastingly happy.
Today, you know, from one side we have made unthinkable progress, developments in the field of economy, science, technology and physical comfort science. On the other side, we have so much challenges, unprecedented challenges, violence, aggressions, killing. So if you look carefully, all these problems, violence, aggression, wars, divisions are there because of not realizing one thing, because of ignorance of one thing. That ignorance, that not realizing is that we seems to be, we seems to believe that we are different from each other. You see, you are different from me, I don't trust you, you may harm us. Before you harm us, I will finish you. This is precisely based on this, all this competition. You know, thousands and thousands of people are dying starvation. Thousands of people don't have the basic hospital, school, home, food, medicine. And how much money is being spent for manufacturing weapons of mass destruction, war equipment. This is so sad. And they think that by having stronger military, by having stronger police, they will achieve peace and security. I think this is totally wrong. Peace and happiness, security will not come from the mouth of guns and bombs. It will come from the universal love, universal compassion. It will come from the realization of that we are not strangers to each other, we are not enemy to each other. We are member of one human family, global family. Whether you are American, European, Asian, whether you are Buddhist, Muslim, Christians, you know, we have to open our heart to the whole world and have to treat all religion like different flowers. You know, flowers are, colors of the flowers are different, shape of the flowers are different, but all are flowers. Every flower is adding to beauty. More flower, more beauty, less flower, less beauty, no flower, no beauty, right?
Stand alone, stand alone at the altar of love. Stand alone, stand alone at the altar of love.
The mountains of Uttarakhand offer the peace, tranquility and solitude required to replenish the spirit. Yoga, in its deepest sense, is a merging with the ultimate, a dissolution of the small self in the larger universal self, a chance to come face to face with the very source of existence, an opportunity to reach the reservoirs of infinite love hidden deep within the human form.
Because in fact, the love you have for one person energetically, that love can be for the whole world, actually, and not drain you. The prayer you make for one person, you could pray for the whole world, and it will not drain you. You see, it's just a question of how open we perceive or conceive life to be. You know.